Why do you think that's the government's fault? If a 15-year-old decides to get a 20-pack of cigarettes and go behind the bike sheds at school or whatever, why is that Boris Johnson's fault?
Well, I mean, the law says 15-year-olds shouldn't be in possession of cigarettes to start with. So, I mean, there is an issue of law enforcement there. But I think it's, if you look at the poorest areas tend to have the worst health outcomes. So I think that when you remove money from certain public services, from like social care, for example, back in 2010, so there was a reduction in money to local councils, I think that does have a knock-on impact on health outcomes as well.
Hi, Mark.
Well, when you say it's shocking, I'm not really shocked, to be honest with you, because when you look at those areas, they are really on the opposite end of the spectrum. I've been to Kensington and Chelsea, I've lived in the borough, and I've been to Blackpool. And when you compare those areas, they are vastly different. So when it comes to access to healthcare and, as James was saying, access to social care, etc., I'm not surprised that people living in Blackpool are having trouble accessing these essential services where, because of the lack of access, their life expectancy is reduced. And more needs to be done to ensure that those living in those deprived areas compared to affluent areas in Kensington and Chelsea are getting equitable access to these services that could allow them to live longer.
It's the types of jobs as well people are doing in these places. So Blackpool is very seasonal. So in the winter, it's mainly the tourism industry shuts down and it's mainly 0 hours contracts and stuff. The government now, under Boris Johnson, to its credit, is promising to put more money into these areas. But there was a long period of neglect from all governments.
Well, yeah, and I think Michael Gove is talking very tough, isn't he, about levelling up, although he has acknowledged that to do so is going to take quite some time.